Hi everyone, we're on lesson 17 about weather. So our lesson for today is how should I dress for the weather? So we're going to use our knowledge of the different weather conditions to determine how to dress for the weather and just how the weather does affect our everyday lives. So throughout the past few lessons, we have learned about different types of weather. For example, hail, snow, and wind. How do these impact our everyday lives? Try to think about if you ever had a super windy day. Did anything outside get knocked over? What happened? Now that you have time to think about that, different types of weather can impact us all differently. For example, one time it was super windy outside my house and a tree actually fell over outside my house, and thankfully it did not hit my house, but it almost did. So we were super thankful it missed, but we saw to pay someone to come and remove the tree from our yard. So it did impact us. Thankfully it didn't impact us more than it could have, but it did cost us money to get the tree removed. If you've ever heard of hurricanes and tornadoes, they are also known for impacting homes and more. So even if there is a bad storm, we can lose power. So can you see how the weather can affect us every day? In some way or another, it does impact us. So it even goes so far to impact what we wear every day. And that's what we're going to focus on today. So think in your head, would you wear the same outfit in the summer as you would in the winter? Probably not. The weather changes each season, and we must wear outfits that are appropriate for the temperature outside. So let's take a look at the 4 seasons. So we have fall, winter, spring, and summer. So let's think about the weather in the fall. It's usually a little breezy, there's a bunch of leaves on the ground, but it's still not freezing. It's not snowing, hopefully not in the fall, but you do want to dress up a little more. So I usually in the fall, I wear jeans, a jacket, maybe a sweater, and boots. Not snow boots, but like maybe just normal boots, like riding boots, just so that my feet could be kept warm. I definitely like to wear warm socks, and I always make sure to have some type of sweater or maybe a sweatshirt with me, just in case maybe that I do get cold. In the winter, I definitely would need a winter jacket. Usually I try to wear a winter hat, a scarf, a sweater, sometimes gloves if it's cold outside and I don't want my hands to freeze. Sometimes you even want to wear snow pants, and you definitely always want to be wearing long pants in the winter. And then socks that are very warm, and some type of boot that will protect you from like the snow, and that when it is snowing that your boots don't get ruined. And then in the spring, it becomes a little warmer, so the sun is usually out. It's still sometimes breezy, so I usually wear more warmer clothes than I would in this fall. So sometimes I'd wear like maybe something like this, so it is spring. So it's kind of light. It's not too thick. It's not a sweater, but it's still covering my arms and allowing me to not feel all the breeze. Sometimes you could wear shorts in the spring, it depends on the day. I usually wear pants, and sometimes I'm able to wear flip-flops, so usually I'll wear sneakers or something to protect my feet. And then once it gets to summer, I do need to do more to protect myself from the sun. So I wear a sun hat, sunglasses. I usually wear t-shirts and shorts and sandals, and I always make sure to have my sunscreen. So just throughout those 4 different seasons, it does affect what I wear outside. I do need to dress appropriately for the weather, and because of the temperature, it does change what we wear, and that does therefore affect our everyday life. So just what are some ways that weather affects our everyday lives? So we went over a few. I just focused on one main thing, but we did go through a few in the beginning. So just think in your head. If you need to pause the video, that's okay. So one way which we focus on today is it impacts what we wear every single day. So there are more ways it impacts our lives, like if there's a tornado or hurricane, like I said before, those are definitely more serious ways that affects our everyday lives. But it does impact our lives. For example, it is a little warmer outside today, so I might actually change into maybe a t-shirt later on so I'm not hot. So today we're going to pick our own season to write about, your season of choice. So fall, winter, spring, or summer. And you're going to write 3 to 4 sentences about how it affects our everyday life and what would be appropriate clothing during that season. So I mentioned some things that I would wear during that season, but maybe you would wear something else, which is completely fine. So just say, what would you wear during that season that would be appropriate for you not to get sick or maybe too hot or too cold. So my example is I chose summer. So a summer affects, this is my sentence, summer affects our everyday lives because it is usually really hot outside. We're also able to go outside more during the summer. In the summer, I wear shorts and a t-shirt if it is sunny outside so that I do not get too hot. I also will wear a hat and sunglasses so that I am protected from the sun. So I identified, I wrote 3 to 4 sentences, I identified what I would wear and how it affects my everyday life. So yes, you are able to go outside more when it's summer. So that does definitely affect being able to go outside and be maybe more active. That does impact us every day. So you could choose any of the 4 seasons you want, even my season, because maybe you'll wear something different than I would. Maybe you wouldn't wear shorts. Maybe you would wear a skirt or something else. So it does impact, so it doesn't matter. You could choose the same season. So either fall, summer, spring, or winter. And just to remember the requirements to write 3 or 4 sentences, identify the season, identify how it affects your everyday lives or people's everyday lives, and identify what you would wear during that season. You could either choose to write your sentence with pencil or paper or type it like always. And be sure to send me your sentence via Google Classroom so I could give you your feedback and see what you do wear during the season you chose. And your challenge for today is to write about 2 different seasons. So again, challenges aren't mandatory, but just a little challenge to write about 2 different seasons and still including 3 to 4 sentences for each. So remember that weather impacts our everyday lives in more ways than we could ever imagine. It determines so many different choices we make, even down to what we wear. Pretty crazy to think about. Alright guys, have a great day, and once again, definitely reach out to me if you have any questions about anything regarding the weather lessons for my YouTube. Have a good day, guys.